Hello everyone. As you can tell, I am out in the forest. It's actually the full moon in Virgo tonight, so I'm in the forest. It's about 7:30ish now, just before the full moon. I didn't intend to be out here this late, but I came out actually to a different section of the forest first. I was wanting to do a particular photo shoot at one of the cemeteries that is in Mount Crawford Forest. So I had this particular photo that I had in mind that I wanted to get, and I kind of wanted to use the drone as well to get some different shots, because I'm still trying to experiment with the drone footage and doing that kind of filming. And I put the drone up to sort of get what you would call B-roll of just different aspects of the forest and everything, and I was having a few issues with the connection. It wasn't connecting properly, and I put that down to the internet because the Wi-Fi out here is really bad. I also noticed there was an update on the drone as well, so I'm not sure if that was an issue, but I had major issues to the point that the controller no longer connected to the drone, so I couldn't even fly it. So I had to kind of can the drone footage where I was. So I did the photo shoot still, and got some other shots at the cemetery, and then I came to this section of the forest, which is my main section of Mount Crawford Forest that I come to because I know in certain spots there's a lot better reception. So I thought I'll come here and see if I can get it to connect. It still isn't connecting, so the drone is currently sitting in my car. I'm doing the update at the moment, so I'm hoping that the update won't take too long, so that way I can at least send the drone up to get a little bit of footage of the forest, because it's last light here in about 40 minutes, so I'm hoping I've got a little bit of time up my sleeve to get some extra drone shots. It'd be nice to get a bit of a sunset shot as well, and I'm also hoping I can get the kind of shots that I actually wanted to get as well, so fingers crossed. But hey, technology doesn't always work, so I thought I would set the camera up and have a quick chat to you guys, because it's been a very long time since I've done a proper vlog. The last one I did was more of an update for the new year, so I just thought I'd sit down and say hello to everyone and sort of explain where things are going to be moving for me coming into, well, the next season really. So we are on the cusp of autumn here, so it's February 27th obviously with that full moon, and we are in the last month of summer here in South Australia. So autumn is quite possibly one of my favourite times of the year. The first month of autumn is always a little bit hit and miss. We still get some quite hot weather, and it's still quite dry, but then towards the end of March is when we start getting those really foggy mornings. It's when we start getting a little bit more rain and it starts cooling down a lot more, and I'm more of a creative person in the cooler months. Autumn and winter are my favourite times of the year. I like that more melancholy style of energies, especially for photography. So I'm going to try and focus on expressing myself a little bit more in a creative way. So that's through my photography as usual, trying to do more filming and things like that. I'm also wanting to start exploring art as well, because this is something I used to do when I was quite young, and then I kind of stopped because I used to get quite frustrated with it, but it's something that I've picked up again recently, and I've been sort of experimenting a little bit with some watercolor, so I'm hoping I can start getting into a bit more of that creative side as well. I'll show you a little bit of what I've done, which was my very first watercolor painting ever. It wasn't too bad, so I will show you some of that as well after, and I just kind of wanted to sort of explain that this full moon, so when I go home this evening, I am going to be doing a bit of a review on where I want to take things. As a creative person, it's extremely hard when you're trying to build a business from the ground up, expressing your creativity, because you kind of, the business world is very mainstream and structured and very much in that energy of saying, you know, you must be this particular way, things must be, you know, you must find your groove and this is how it stays. But to be creative, you kind of have to you have to go with the rhythm of life. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of a review, because as much as I absolutely love filming tarot readings, and all the different types that I've been doing, because for those of you who have been with me since the beginning, you would have noticed the readings have changed. They're more in depth. I'm bringing more astrology into things, because astrology is something that I have been studying quite in depth. So I have been incorporating that into my readings as well, and a lot of other things that I've been working on. So for example, there's a lot of psychological components and shadow work and things like that that I will be bringing into my readings slowly as we move forward. But I'm someone who needs to be doing more than one thing. And I've always said, every time I feel like I say the same thing every time I do a vlog, that I'm trying to get in touch with my creativity more and express myself more creatively. And I never seem to quite grasp that. So I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on embracing more of that creative side, more of that yin side. I need to do a review on how many readings I'm going to be filming, those kind of structures as well, how I'm going to be managing my social media, all of that kind of stuff. So there may be some changes. I will sort of announce those changes before they actually occur, but this is more so just to allow myself to get in touch with really that feminine side, that creative side, which is something that's been neglected for quite some time. Some other things that I want to incorporate into my videos and my work, for example, is like today, one of the things that I was out here with was my shaman drum that I have recently gotten. So I've been getting more into working with the music and that kind of energy. I just want to start bringing a little bit more creativity to things. So that's really all I wanted to have a chat to you guys about today, just to sort of pre-warn you, I suppose, that there may be some changes, and this is just me trying to embrace my authentic self more. So I'm going to leave it at that, because otherwise I will keep rambling and rambling. I hope you guys all had a wonderful full moon in Virgo. If you haven't already, make sure you check out that reading. I can link it below to look at how this energy is going to affect you for the next 2 weeks before we have the new moon. So it's always good to look at that. And I'm going to hopefully see if the drone's ready to work and see if I can get that, because it's, as you can tell, the sun's pretty much gone down now, so I don't have much time. So fingers crossed. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here and watching. Bye.